What I saw before I got this apartment, I do not wish it on my worst enemy.
Yeah, I'm not going to leave my house when you could not pay the rent.
My world was crashing down. I have less than 1 month to move out of this apartment. Hello my loves, welcome to the channel and welcome back to another interesting video. This is a video that should have come out way before now because I officially moved out of my parents' house on the 9th of April 2022 and it's June now, so we have just a little bit over a year to discuss, but I feel like I am very qualified to give anyone advice about living alone. So yeah, if you have any questions you can throw them my way. But yeah, this video is going to be about my journey so far and a very interesting story time, because trust me, this journey has not been smooth all the way, because at some point they were going to throw me out of this apartment. I don't know why I'm laughing. I need to stop laughing. This is very serious, guys. I feel like I'm just happy to see you guys. But yeah, at some point I was going to be thrown out of this apartment and it was like I was either going to be homeless or I was going to go back to my father's house. So yeah, this is going to be a very interesting video, packed, juicy, so much to talk about, so much to share, and we're talking about lessons, regrets if I have any, and how I have been able to survive 1 whole year and a few months living alone by myself and basically being an adult, because yeah, this is the real life adulting. Living alone is real life adulting. So just make sure you sit back, relax, go grab your popcorn, go get a drink, whatever, just to keep yourself comfortable while we get into today's video. So yeah, so let's start from the very beginning. I got this apartment last year. That should be the end of March. Huge miracle, guys, because I did not see it coming at the time. House hunting in Abuja had shown me shege. See, what I saw before I got this apartment, I do not wish it on my worst enemy. The experience I had, the people I met, gosh, it was such a time in my life. And honestly, at some point I gave up. I was done. I was like, okay, maybe this is not for me. Maybe this is not what God wants for me. I'd already given up hope and was beginning to come to terms with the fact that I was not going to fulfill this dream I have always had as a little girl. It was such an interesting period of my life, and I have a video talking about all of the process, everything I went through prior to getting this place and how I got this place. So if you like gist, you like stories, I'm going to leave the link up here and I'm going to also leave it in the description box so you don't click out of this video. Okay, after this video, just go to my description box and find yourself that video. It's very interesting, trust me. So yeah, let's talk about living alone. I am going to say so far it's been good. So far it's been an experience, a very interesting, I keep saying interesting because it is interesting. You guys have basically watched me move in, take care of this place, put stuff in this place, and you know, just see me live, grow. So far, if you've been watching my living alone vlogs, you've seen all of that. You've seen my struggles, you've seen my pain, you've seen the fun times, you've seen me survive. You've watched a whole phase of me living by myself in this apartment. But one question I remember I always got asked when I said I wanted to move out was why. Like, people did not really understand why I was going to move out, why I wanted to leave my parents' house, especially the people older than I am. That was one question they would always ask when I said, okay, I'm planning to move out, I want to move out. They'd be like, why? Are your parents chasing you? Did something happen at home? Is something wrong? Where are you? Like, the why was just a thing. And the truth is, I actually moved out for a number of reasons, but the number one reason why I feel like I had to move out is because this is something I have always wanted to do for a very long time. Like, from a very young age, this is something I've wanted for myself. From a very young age, I have had to do things by myself, and I have also never imagined my life to be one where I'll be moving from one man's house into another man's house. If you know, you know. It was just something that did not appeal to me, and a lot of people did not seem to get that. It's just, I just did not see me living from my father's house into my husband's house. I just needed a time, a period in my life to myself where I feel like I could learn myself, understand myself, just be by myself. And that is all I wanted to do. That is just something I have always wanted to do. So yeah, that's number one. Second reason, yeah, guys, there's no long talk about that one. I just needed my space. That's it. I come from a very large family, and basically everyone is at arm's length. You can say that. And unfortunately, I never got that opportunity where you can be by yourself, or you say, oh, this is my room, this is for me. I have had to share with my siblings growing up every single time, and I love my siblings, no doubt. It's fun living with family and all, but guys, it's not always fun. People get to take your stuff, people get to move your things around. These people get to do things that you do not want, and that was not just fun for me. Sometimes it was too noisy, and I just wanted my peace and quiet. I just wanted a calm space, a calm place. But you cannot, because of what you want, deprive other people of the things they want. Yeah, I do love my siblings, I do love my family, I do love my parents. But guys, sometimes I just needed my space. I just wanted to be by myself. And the older I got, the more I got to realize that I would never have this solitude I was craving. I would never have the peace and quiet if I did not move out. So that's my second reason. And number 3, I needed to be me. I needed the freedom. Please don't take this out of context, but I grew up with a very, very strict dad. Yeah, I feel like the older we got, the more relaxed it became. But guys, it was never enough. My dad had these strict rules and had these curfews that you had to adhere to, and it just felt like the longer you stayed outside or the more you go out, it just means that something bad is going to happen to you. Which I get, I understand, like fathers love, you know, a parent just being protective of their child. Nobody wants harm to come to their child, but you have to understand that you brought me into this world, yeah, but I have my own life to live. And to get to my own potential, to get to my full potential, I cannot live life on your own terms. Like, I cannot even count the number of opportunities and jobs I missed out on because of some of these rules my dad had to impose on us as children. So moving out became priority for me if I did not want my life ending a certain way, because with all of these restrictions and, you know, rules, I just found myself becoming more complacent, more relaxed, and very, very unmotivated. I was no longer motivated to do the things, go after the things I wanted, because I just felt like out here, you know, what's the point of pursuing? And that's very, very bad. All of these things and more made me really, really stand firm and make that decision that I was going to move out, and I did. So yeah, let's talk about pros and cons of moving out of a parent's house or living alone. Basically, you see, everything in this life comes with a pro and a con, and one pro I am going to say living alone gives you is you can do whatever you want, and a con I would also say it brings you is you can also do whatever you want. Now you may be wondering, why is that a good thing and also a bad thing? It is because you can actually do whatever you want. But the thing is, will you do it? Will you do what you want? Will you do what is necessary? Because there is no one to push you. There is no one to motivate you. There's no one to help you. You are all alone. You are your own biggest fan. You are your own biggest motivator. You are your own biggest cheerleader. You are your own companion. You are your own best friend. And with being alone, you tend to overthink things a lot, and then you get tired of it, and then you don't even remember to cook for yourself. You don't even remember to eat sometimes. And there's nobody to tell you to snap out of it or get yourself to do the things that you actually do need to do. When things happen, there's no one to ask you why you have not eaten or why you would not eat. Oh God, I miss my mom for that. Sometimes she would even beg me to go get something to eat. Now nobody cares. They don't even know if I've eaten. But now nobody cares. You're on your own. Like, it's either you do it or you don't. I am an ambivert. If you don't know what that means, it means I'm both an introvert and I'm an extrovert. Yeah, just a mixture of two. I can be quiet if I want, and I can be as loud as a speaker in the club. Yeah, I'm an ambivert, but I'm someone who also enjoys spending time alone, and I do genuinely enjoy my own company. Like, I can never get bored with myself. Yeah, sometimes I can get tired of being alone, but with myself, I never get bored. But I have noticed lately that this is becoming an issue for me because I spend time in this room, in this space, in this environment for days, and I did not go out. I did not step out. Like, I literally had to force myself today to take out the trash, the bin, whatever. I had to like go outside the gate because I could just dispose it outside, but I had to force myself, push myself to go outside just so that I can, get some movement and, just enjoy being outside. That's how bad it's becoming. The thing is, when you spend so much time being alone, you tend to fall in love with yourself. You tend to fall in love with the peace. You tend to fall in love with the quiet. You tend to fall in love with just being alone. You learn yourself and you get used to the silence. One amazing part of it is you get to plan your day. You get to do exactly what you want to do and how you want to do it, how you want it done. That's one part that I can never take for granted. Guys, you wake up in the morning, you decide when you want to shower, you decide what you want to eat, the clothes you want to wear. Nobody's telling you, oh, go do this. If you're not ready to do it, you don't do it. It's just an amazing experience. Getting to decide where you want something kept, how you want something prepared, how you want things done. It's all up to you. It's all in your hands. For me, being a content creator, being a creative, if it were before, being with my parents, I would have to plan and beg and take permission and start telling people days beforehand, oh, I'm going to film, or this is what I want to do, I need this, I need that, like I need the quiet, I need the peace, will you be no. But right now, like today, it's past noon. I think it's past 2 p.m. This is 2:29 and I am here. I just woke up today, told myself I'm going to be filming, and yeah, got ready after having breakfast, and I'm filming. Like, I could pick up my camera at 11, I could pick up my camera by 1 a.m. in the morning. I have no restrictions whatsoever. I just, talk to the camera whenever I want. I feel like that is a very, very good thing for me, especially because of the kind of work I do. So before we get into the story time of how I was almost kicked out of this apartment, because that legit happened, that's a real thing, let's talk about the lessons learned so far. So number one, the thing is, you become very, very responsible. Living alone forces you to grow up. You realize that everything is in your hands. You learn money management, you learn homekeeping, you learn how to be a homemaker, you learn how to be responsible for you. Like, everything depends on you. Cleaning, cooking, grocery shopping, bill payments. Like, even if you get to outsource all of these things, it still depends on you when you decide to get to these things, or when you decide who you want to give it to, or who do you want to assign this particular job to. It all depends on you, because when are these things going to get done, you have to make that decision. So yeah, you become very, very responsible. Another thing is you become very, very self-sufficient and independent. Guys, I used to think I was independent until I started living on my own. You can be very independent and self-sufficient when you're living with your parents and living with family members and whatnot, but it's a different kind of independence and independence when you live alone with nobody. Like, you literally have to rely on no one else but yourself. You can call people for advice on how to do things, how to take care of things, what you want to get done, but no one is coming to do it for you except you. Like, you have to do every single thing by yourself. I remember when I used to live in my parents' house, like, if I saw a worm I did not like all those crawling, squirmy things. I've never liked it. When I was with my parents, guys, I would see a worm, like maybe in the bathroom or something, and I would run and I would shout, and that's it for that. Like, I'm not going near that environment. I'm not going near, until my younger ones or my mom or my dad comes to take care of it. I'm not even joking. Even in my old age, yes, I would just abandon that environment because of a worm. And yeah, they will take care of it. But now, guys, now I am a big girl now. I am a big girl now, because who is going to do it? Thankfully, I have only had to experience this traumatic experience only twice in a whole year, where I've stumbled into a worm in my toilet. But guys, I had to do it. I had to take care of it with the help of closing my eyes and salt. But I did it. Like, that's something I never really thought I would able to, like, have the courage to do, but I did it, and I'm so proud of myself. Like, the other day I told you guys I took care of a wall gecko. Nowadays I see roaches and spiders. Yesterday I keep the spider. Like, I don't run away from these things anymore because I face them head on.
Yeah, I'm not going to leave my house when you did not pay the rent. So I am going to face you. I'm going to dig it. We're going to fight the fight. And of course, I'm bigger than them. So I take care of all of those things. It's not fun. It's not something I enjoy doing. It's not something I want to do. But I have to do them because no one else is going to do it for me. So even with your fear or in your fear, you get to do stuff, you get to take care of stuff, and that's just another level of independence. Another lesson I've learned living alone is you have no choice but to learn about yourself. There is so much you discover about yourself when you live alone. You learn about your likes and dislikes, you learn about your attitude toward things, you learn about your thinking patterns, you learn about how things affect you, you learn about how you handle situations. Living alone allows you self-reflect. Living alone allows you plan properly, strategically. It allows you to take care of things when you want, or not take care of things whenever you want. Less than 48 hours ago, this room was like a madhouse. Everything was upside down, but you guys can see it right now. It looks peaceful and calming here. Everything looks like they are put in their own place. I have learned that my surroundings, my environment affect my mental state. So I try as much as possible to keep my space clean and tidy and put together, because I know that it has a very, very strong effect on my mental health. So it's always clean and arranged so that upstairs can be clean and clear. In all of these experiences and lessons and things you get to see, I think that everyone should experience living alone at some point in their life, male or female. I feel like it is such an important part of life. And when you talk about regrets, honestly, I have no regrets whatsoever. No, I do not regret anything. Like, even with the bad and the good, there's no single regret. And I am so glad I stood my ground and left my parents' house when I did. So yeah, no regrets. And I don't think people live alone. Well, I don't know about others. I don't know. I cannot speak for them, but for me, I do not have any regrets whatsoever. And I just feel like as a young lady, you should experience this. And I know not everyone can afford it or have the courage to, face their parents head on to take this step. But please, if you can, just take it. If you can, do it, do it. Like, there are just so many good things you experience when you live alone. And I know some of you might have this thought, oh yeah, maybe if I start, how will I keep up? What if I move out and then I cannot continue? Trust me, I had all of those thoughts in the beginning. I had asked myself all of those questions, but the truth is, money will come and money will go. When you live alone, when you have not basically nowhere to go back to, but when you know that everything depends on you, you will strive, you will work hard, you will think, and you will not end up with disappointment. Just know that. I paid my second year rent not too long ago, and if I tell you the process leading up to that, it's just a miracle. I'll just call it a miracle, because the truth is, God will help you when you help yourself. Or how do they say it? God will help those who help themselves. If that's a thing. Yeah, but it is, when you put in effort to start something, you're just going to get help. I feel like that's just how life works. So you have to get started. If you want to do it, you have to do it. You have to put yourself out there. You have to take the first step. You have to go for what you want. Do not let fear hold you back. Plan properly though. Yeah, plan properly. Just make your plan, but you can actually do it. All you have to do is believe in yourself and know that you have work to do. Yeah, let's get into the story time of how how I was almost bundled out of this apartment back to my father's house. I should not be laughing. It's actually funny now, but guys, then it wasn't funny. It wasn't a pleasant experience at all. It was not. But anyways, one early morning, it always happens in the morning, one beautiful early morning, and I had barely lived long in this apartment when this happened, like just a few months in. Some men came to the house, and unfortunately for me, it was me they spoke to. Yeah, I remember that morning vividly. I remember what I was wearing. I remember where I stood. I remember that day like clearly. Felt like my world was crashing down, because guys, I was dealing with a breakup just a few days before this news came. Yeah, they basically just told me that I have less than 1 month to move out of this apartment, and I'm like, wait, how? What? Like, move to where? How? Why? Wait. See, it wasn't funny then. See, let me tell you guys, I am a very, very strong woman. See, you cannot tell me otherwise. Like, if I don't tell you specifically when all of this madness was going on in my life, you would never know, because I just kept moving on with life and acting like nothing was happening. Meanwhile, there was a crazy earthquake, if I can call it that, hurricane in my, like, in, oh god, I was going through it that period in my life, but people hardly knew what I was going through. I did not really tell a lot of people. I did not even tell my parents, because how do you tell? I've not even lived I've not even lived long in this place, and they're already telling me to move back to my parents' house. How? Apparently my landlord had an issue with some security with a particular security agency, and they wanted to confiscate this property, and of course that would require them sending away the current tenant. This was just a whole lot of legal battle jargons and everything. It was such a scary period, because I remember the first time I ever had a panic attack was inside this room, and it was because of those people. Like, if it was, oh god, I don't want to think about it, but guys, thank God for God, thank God for good friends, and thank God for my family for for them teaching me about God, because they did not know what was going on, but the fact that they had instilled a principle, something in me, that was what helped me. Like, I literally had to stand in the gap, hold on to God, and eventually the issue was resolved. I want to use this opportunity to thank those of you who stood by me that period, because all through everything I never felt alone, because of all the people that they just kept telling me everything will be fine. I was already house hunting. That's how bad it was. Like, it was this thing I'm telling you, I'm just making it light now. It was a serious issue. I was already house hunting. I was already making moves on how to rent another apartment, and you know how I got this apartment. It's not just go to the market and shop for a new apartment. Rent had increased, looking for a good location, looking like it was just a whole lot during that period, but God came through. There were a lot of people who stood by me, talking to me, you know, helping me just go through everything, and thank you. Like, you guys were really, really amazing. I couldn't tell my parents, because from the onset my dad did not want me to move out, so how would I go tell him this is what is happening, Oga? Very soon I'll be coming back to your house. Oh god, thank you for saving me that period. But seriously guys, it wasn't funny. It's not like my dad would not let me come back to his house, but just imagine all of the shame and the disappointment after you've done because let me not even lie, it's not like we fought when I was leaving, but I had to use strong head to leave my parents' house. My dad was never in support of it. My dad, it was until I started living alone and he said I could take care of myself, he got used to it, and he's now proud of me. He likes the fact that I've made this move for myself, but initially it was hard for him to come to terms with it. So just imagine me coming out of the blues, nowhere, and I'm telling him, Oga, I'm coming back. Oh, I know I know it's not like he would have liked it, because you know he warned me from the onset, but thank God my God doesn't wear flip-flops. My God does not sleep. It does not slumber at all. Yeah, I am still here, standing, happy, living, surviving, and I know I owe it all to God and the very amazing people he has placed around me in my life and all. And I know we'll be moving to bigger, better, brighter places, because I know this is not going to be my last bus stop. I am going to go higher and higher. That is what I expect for me. That is what I know is going to happen to me. If you want to move out and you're scared you're going to be broke, it will happen. But believe me, you will like what you did for yourself. You will be broke, but you have peace and sanity and solitude and quietness to think and keep going. You just have to step out in faith. You just have to. Just like Peter cast the nets into the ocean with faith. You just have to step out like that. Just make the move and you see everything you've ever imagined, everything you've ever wanted, you will achieve. Yeah, it does take time, because furnishing my apartment, making my apartment look this way, it has taken time, but
that's the process, the journey. Everything is what makes it enjoyable, is everything that makes it worthwhile. But in the end, you will definitely be happy and you will thank God you took the step. I don't know why I keep pushing like I'm chasing people out of a parent's house. Please, it's not like I'm chasing people out of a parent's house or I want you to move out tomorrow. But guys, if you can do this for yourself as a young person in your 20s, in your 30s, please do it. Do not let fear hold you back. Just take a step. If you can afford it, do it. You would love it. So yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Guys, I love you all and I am definitely going to see you in my next one. Please make sure to subscribe if you have not, and like the video, please share it to people and all of that. I'm going to see you guys in my next one. Bye.